beloved trio hailing from Albany, New York, Young Culture is taking over the scene and making it very clear that they are ones to watch. With their most recent EP, Godspeed, they are really kicking ass and taking names. This EP has blown me away, and I've showed it to so many other people just because I love it so much. And I can't wait to watch you guys grow over the next couple years and see what you guys have up in the pipeline. Welcome to the show, Young Culture.
Yo, that was a really nice intro.
That was great.
Thank you. I try to do them in one take, but I always get a fumble in there, and I think I might have, but like we're just gonna pretend that I did it.
Year one.
No, that was awesome, and it was very nice and flattering. So
very flattering. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, if you guys want to just introduce, for people not watching the video, who's talking, whose voice is who?
Yeah.
I'm Gabe. I play guitar in Young Culture.
I'm Alex. I sing in Young Culture.
I'm Troy, and I play guitar in Young Culture.
I'm Allie, and I'm asking the questions.
Allie!
Yeah!
What time for Allie?
Well, thank you guys for being here. I know I normally don't do interviews this late, so I'm excited, you know. I had a beer before this. It's great. We're doing great.
Yeah, we've been doing our own.
Cheers. Cheers.
We had a big old writing session today, so we've been working since noon.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I like to start the questions off, but what was the first thing you guys listened to today, or the last thing, whichever you remember first? Well, I guess you would have listened to your own music.
I was driving to my house this morning, and I listened to Nikes by Frank Ocean. I just put Blonde, the whole album.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I don't listen to any other music.
I listened to the 2 new Grayscale singles today.
Ooh, yeah.
That was on repeat for me. And,
Yeah, the Babylon one is so good. I mean, both of them are very good,
yeah.
but Babylon is
Yeah,
fire.
those two also, they've just been going back and forth for me too, just ripping them.
Yeah, they
For
rock.
sure. I've been on a big Giveon kick. Not sure why. Just very soulful, very calming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's good stuff. And I like to tell everybody how I found them. And sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's not. But I was scrolling through TikTok, and I did see a video.
You found us through TikTok?
I did. I really did.
No way!
We are terrible at TikTok.
We try to break out on the TikTok, but it's.
I don't get it. I don't get the bands that do so well on it. I just don't really get the app though.
It's luck. It's all luck.
It's an algorithm thing.
It's like that Lorna Shore deathcore band. They blew up on TikTok.
Yeah,
How?
that's crazy.
How would you?
That's so sick. We were on your For You page or whatever.
Yeah, it was specifically. I remember it was Gabe. I think it was you. You were very awkwardly saying "Hey, if you these bands," and I just thought it was so funny. And I was like, I dig the vibe already. The music has to match, and here we are.
That's sick.
So thanks
Maybe
for.
We'll get back.
We definitely slowed down on it.
We got busy.
It's because you're the only one
Yeah.
who's funny, out of all
That's
of
not
us.
true. You two are the funniest people I know.
Everybody's hilarious, and I think TikTok is so crazy, and I've had a couple bands on the show that have blown up on TikTok, and I simply don't understand because, I mean, I've had a TikTok that has kind of blown up, and I'm just who the fuck is doing this? Why?
Well, it's crazy because it's such a massive audience that wasn't there a year ago.
Right.
So it's weird where anything can take off.
True.
Literally, it's not like YouTube where there's just a sea of content. It's a little bit less content and the same amount of people.
Very much curated too.
Right.
More than YouTube. Pretty much more than YouTube, I would say.
Well, YouTube algorithm is totally fucked. So
Yeah. There is that.
can we curse on here? I didn't
Oh,
realize.
yeah. I think I've already thrown 2 F-bombs, so you're all good.
I just realized that.
Make sure.
Fuck.
Actually, this is made for 3-year-olds. I don't know what was told, but it's all made for 3-year-olds.
It's a preschoolers podcast, sir.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any 3-year-old fans.
Maybe you do. I don't know. I got a 4-year-old nephew. He does like to bang his head a little bit. So.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Could be like
So I want to talk about kind of what you guys grew up listening to. You guys kind of started the band fresh in high school, out of high school. You guys were all very young. So I'm very curious of how that what you listened to growing up has shaped kind of what you make now.
Yeah, totally. I think the 3 of us all kind of grew up listening to rock in general, and I think that a big one for us is like Fall Out Boy. That was like a big one for us growing up. But we all really like other types of music, like more than just rock. But I think we did get our bearings straight in rock music. But yeah, no, we totally ventured out and listen to all different types of things. Like we all really like Frank Ocean, and we really like a lot of like R&B and hip hop and
heavier stuff.
Yeah, and heavy music and country music, and even like, you know, it's like you hate to be that guy that's like I like everything.
I think the three of us, out of all the people I know in my life, like the two of you all at least, like you guys like everything.
Yeah.
Like literally, you do. If it's good, you like it.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, as far as growing up, yeah, we totally all grew up on like rock. I think like for me, like pop punk probably. Gabe grew up like in more of like skate culture and stuff. So you were digging like some skate rock stuff. And
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly didn't even really listen to like much music until I met Alex, and he put me on to like all the pop punk bands, like all time.
He's like, let me blow your mind real quick.
Yeah. No, I mean, it did, and it fully got me into that whole entire scene. But then I expanded out, and like my love for music grew like from there for sure.
Totally.
Yeah. I always talk about the first time I heard Fall Out Boy, I stole from under a cork tree from my brother's room, and I was in 3rd grade, and it like it blew my mind.
An album for me too, like so that was definitely the one, and I say that all the time, but it was the one that got me into music.
That was like 2005, right?
Yeah.
That was the big year because it was like Move Along, From Under the Cork Tree, the Panic record.
Yeah, Fever You Can't.
And that was all on the radio at that time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pop music.
Like Black Parade at the same time too.
Yeah.
So that was like, I think that's all those records were kind of similar for us. Maybe at different times, but definitely From Under the Cork Tree is a big one.
Yeah, that was a big one for me. Yeah, and like Taking Back Sunday was cool for me when I was growing up too, and like Dashboard Confessional, particularly.
I just like think about. I've been to like an emo night. I don't know if you guys have.
Oh yeah.
And just I went for my birthday that like right before COVID hit in 2019. What year is it? And I brought a couple of my friends who just like aren't like, you know, in the punk scene. And they just like would hear songs and be like, I think I know this. I'm like, yes, like everybody knows this. Like you just don't appreciate it.
It's so successful. It's because you can go. You don't even need to be in. It's really just like a throwback night.
Right. Anybody that was like 5 years old or older in like that time frame is gonna like remember those songs on the radio.
Like We the Kings, Boys Like Girls, Fall Out Boy, Paramore. You're gonna like, you know that shit.
You know it, regardless if you liked rock music. It's gonna be nostalgic for you. So.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And I get so emotional even because I'm just like, oh, my childhood. But I am very excited to hear all about this EP because personally I loved it. I'm biased by saying I love it and I think it's really great. And I'm sure you guys aren't too biased by saying that. But I kind of want to talk about kind of the production of it. I know you guys worked with Derek from State Champs, and you guys have a kind of history with him prior to this, obviously. So do you want to kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, doing this EP felt really cool because it was like, well, we did it, first off, Gabe's brother, Tony, engineered it, and we did it, like, in our hometown at kind of, like, a little small studio, and it was just kind of, like, a project that was born out of, like, well, we can't really stop right now. We have to, like, keep going and keep making music, so it was definitely a whole different experience, you know, in general, and making it was crazy. Yeah, Derek came along. He's worked with us on pretty much, like, you know,
every
majority,
release.
Yeah, pretty much the majority of the Uncultured releases. He's just like a really good hometown friend of ours, and awesome.
Yeah, and in the Albany scene, what is your guys' specific relationship to it? I mean, I think music scenes in every town are so different, and I can't describe it for my town, let alone like anybody else's. So, like, I'd love to hear like your thoughts on the Albany music scene.
Yeah, I think like we really wouldn't be anywhere without the Albany scene because like I think we're this lucky type of band that gets to do like this slow build and gradual build where we really started in Albany and made sure like like, you know, like our first show was at a firehouse to maybe like 10 people, but those 10 people stuck around and grew, and like now we can play Albany to like a sold out crowd. And like the fact that we have some place like that, you know, I don't know many like I know bands have their hometowns or whatever, but it just feels so genuine when we play an Albany show. It feels like we're like at home base, and it really gives us like the morale and like drive to like keep expanding and go further. As far as like when we were younger, like we looked up to a lot of those Albany bands like State Champs, and there was a few others to name, but unfortunately now like a lot of venues shut down, and there really isn't too much of a local scene going for like pop punk, big in like hardcore and stuff like that still, but we're like hoping to be the band to like keep driving the pop punk scene and keeping those like pop punk shows alive in Albany.
Heck yeah, and I think that's so important, especially after this last year plus time is relevant. That keeping those venues alive, keeping the culture alive is, no pun intended, is really so special, and I think really needs to happen. And I'm really happy that you guys can report that you want to keep that alive, and that's really important to you, because I mean it's your start, and I think everybody has that amazing upbringing of like this venue. Like I know for me, like my first venue that I went to, and like they closed down while I was away at college, and I was like heartbroken. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's weird being like I'll never be able to see another show there.
It's been hard to look at. I mean, like fortunately, I think a lot of the, because originally during COVID or like in the middle of COVID, like a ton of the independent music venues across the states closed. A lot of them have reopened now because people see that live music's about to have a huge boom.
Yeah.
So that's good to see, but it is sad. Like, there's some places that we're just never going to be able to play again, and it's like a bummer because, you know, like there's a lot of like staples in our touring route.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think for the most part, the big ones are still there. And I don't know, did any Albany music venues close?
Yeah, I think the Low Beat closed.
Low Beat closed.
I want to say another one closed,
but I mean, either way, yeah, it's like it's crazy to see the impact that not only has on just musicians, but I mean, like
Fuse Box closed.
Yeah, there's a lot of just, you know, like venues that are hurting from it, but I do guarantee it when things are obviously when the whole entire world's back, like it's gonna be a renaissance almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the arts are going to be so booming, and everybody's going to be so eager to go see shows and stuff that it's going to end up being a really beautiful thing. And I truly believe that.
It's really funny you say that because I've been saying that for like the last 6 months, and everyone's like, yeah, I think you're right. And I'm really glad somebody else thinks that. I've been like...
Yeah.
Well, you know, what's funny is that even before COVID, live music, like the numbers and the I mean, if you just look at, I know revenue generated for the year from live music isn't a great like way to look at it, but it's like in 2019 it was the biggest live music year of all time. So like, just imagine it coming back after almost a year and a half of it being totally gone.
Probably be crazy.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like a vacuum. It's gonna be insane.
I know. I'm like itching to go back, and I'm like at this place where I'm like, am I comfortable? Am I not comfortable? And it's just like I'm like walking on like stones. I'm like, am I gonna go to that show? So it's like really interesting. And you guys, somebody after you guys, is that?
Yeah, we might be in trouble.
Yeah, we're gonna have to end this right now.
Yo, this has been really cool.
If you guys just sprint, let me know. I'll delete the footage.
Open the door.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're all good. My dogs probably will bark, and it's just gonna be it's all good. So kind of looking at that, and like obviously this EP was kind of a product of your alone time, and I read somewhere you guys spent like every Sunday together writing and just working on that. What kind of like kept you guys inspired? Because I know, like, I mean, for me, not that I do music or anything, but I am a very creative person, and I just constantly am like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I started baking, and then I started shooting film, and then I'm just like, what's next? And I was like, okay, podcast.
Like for us, it was kind of like like you said, it was a product of like, okay, well, Well, first off,
isolation. And,
yeah, it's like first off, we just put out our like first ever album during all this, and then when we saw that there was really like no sight of the end, we kind of like we're like, what do we do now, you know? And it was like we're not really the type of people to slow down or just stop, and we knew that this endeavor wasn't gonna take a break anytime soon. So it's like, okay, like what's one way that we can be productive? And it's tough because the three of us usually like live in all different places, and so we just do things over like Zoom pretty much. And we were just writing songs every Sunday, and we ended up with a ton of songs, which we still have a ton of songs written just from this. But we were like, yo, like, why not just put out new music? Like, we really should, and we really believed in it. And like, you know, like I said, we're not trying to stop or slow down anytime soon. So it kind of just was an absolute no-brainer to do it.
I also think like doing these Sunday writing sessions via Zoom was very new for us, and so I think like there was like a small amount of inspiration of like we're writing music over Zoom, and that's like new, so we're looking at it from a whole new aspect, and that kind of drove like a few of the songs that we worked on that made the EP were definitely just like from Zoom, and then when we got together we put them down in the studio. But
I think that ultimately it was good for us, kind of like touching on Gabe's thing. Like, we used to write kind of on our own, and definitely more sparsely. It was way more like, for myself, I would write maybe once every other week, really sit down and write something substantial that I could bring to the table. And then now we started writing once a week together, and it became this exponential process.
It's like
where
practice almost.
Yeah, no,
you know,
it's a muscle.
Like, all right,
yeah.
we're gonna go out there, and we're gonna do it no matter what. And like what Troy said, it's like kind of is pushing us to like get that creative like nudge, you know, and just keep doing it. So it's been cool though.
And you might write shit, but every time you try to be creative and use your creative brain, you're growing it. It's like a muscle. Yeah. So you might write shit.
Yeah,
like
but it's
8 out of 10 times.
It's important to get those ideas, the shitty ideas, out, because you know the next one could be.
Right. And you learn from it.
Yeah.
You every time you get quicker at it. And I notice it now. We can write a song way quicker than we used to.
Totally. Bang them out. It's been good though. It was good. Yeah.
So do you think, I mean, obviously you guys are already back at it again, writing and all this stuff. Has that changed your perspective moving forward on your next releases of how you want to handle the songwriting and recording process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're like more confident in this whole like we're going to write every week and just kind of compile this giant list of songs and ideas. And I think that's how we're going to try and do it from now on moving forward, and just finding those good songs out of those giant lists of them.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
It's also like we've become, I mean, I feel confident in my own skills, but I also am very like taken aback about how good my bandmates have gotten at songwriting. And now the three of us are collectively confident at what we do. We started writing with new people, so we've brought in new people for the first time, really, to write. You know, we've always gone to the studio with Derek to kind of have like another set of ears before we go to record. But now we've been bringing in a bunch of new faces that we won't say yet, but that has really been good. We did it today, so, you know.
Doing co-writes has been a cool new experience for us.
Totally new, but incredible.
Yeah, and it's a good learning experience as well.
And we just been writing the best songs that we ever have, so it's been really cool.
Just banging it out. I love that.
Oh, yeah. The more options, the better, right? Like
yeah. Just give us a shit record after you're done. So just be like, hi, here's the gems, but like here's the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
New records.
Here's the gems. Here's the flops.
Because you never know who's gonna think the shit ones are the actual gems too.
I feel like I'm always the type to like a favorite band, and they're like B-sides.
Yeah.
Or like bonus tracks are like my favorite ones.
Yeah, everyone's like, no, fuck that song, like never play it live, and I'm like, no, like that's my favorite.
Like because you think, I mean, not every band, but like a lot of bands, the labels or the members will pick the more approachable songs for the like singles, and then the album cuts are the ones that are like, oh, you did something totally wacky. I love this. Like,
yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've said it multiple times already that I just think this EP is such a gem, and I adore it, and I love it. And I just want to talk about Hum, because Hum is my favorite track. Not to pick favorites, but I'm going to. And the first time I listened to it and I heard the guitars, I was just like fire was like coming from my head, and I was like, yeah. And if I because I have a really good friend, Sydney, and we are very much on the same wavelength of like anything I send her, I know she's gonna like, and vice versa. So I sent it to her, and she was like, this is the one. And it's just like, it's the song I send everybody, pretty much is what I'm saying. And I just want to bring up one lyric from this song, with timing of everything, is dancing around to Britney Spears. Did you guys have some insight into Britney and that she was in the place that she was when you wrote this? I need to know.
This would happen around the time that the documentaries came out.
Okay.
Like, we wrote this around the time that the like Free Britney stuff just started.
Wow.
And I mean, like, we didn't like have any foresight or anything. We
got some intel over there.
What inspired it? But Britney Spears is just like, obviously, like, I don't know, like, it's like, what's a good time? You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, she's GOAT. You know what I mean? So,
and like the line, I think it started like it might be toxic, and then we were like, what? Like,
yeah,
wasn't that what it was? It was like the word
Britney,
toxic. Like,
Britney reference.
But yeah, anyways, like, I mean, yeah, it's like awesome, badass artist reference.
I just thought it was really funny, especially with like everything happening with her. I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna bring this up.
It's funny because it came out around the same time where like that shit was going to court, and it was like,
yeah.
Did we just do something?
I mean, unfortunately, she didn't get what she wanted in court, and what we want for Britney. Free Britney, God damn it.
Couldn't have said it better.
Wow. Well, thank you for dissecting that for me. I was very concerned. But, I mean, all the other tracks on it are so good. Godspeed, I mean, Simple-Minded Teens, as a suburban child I am, very relatable. I live outside of D.C. I grew up outside of D.C. I moved away, and I lived in the suburbs of Orlando.
Damn.
That's just, you know,
yeah.
My heart lies there. So I feel this to a T.
Those crazy nights doing silly little
dumb shit.
Yeah, no, we definitely, like, you know, with this EP, like, you know, it's really just no frills, like, but like just us trying to just make the best music we ever had, and just writing songs where it's like, okay, like let's not try to like do anything. Let's just do what we are, and that's what these songs are. You know what I mean? Got some serious songs, got some songs, some nostalgia songs, some pretty hot songs, and you know, like, we just went all around and just made music that like came naturally, and then we absolutely went in the studio and did the same thing. So, you know, there's no lack of genuity across these 5 songs.
Yeah, and I think as a listener that very much shows, and I think that it's you can listen to a lot of artists and be like, yeah, this is good, but like I personally, like, if I don't feel the passion behind it, or if I don't feel like the whole record was made out of love, and like hard work, and all, like, not hard work, but because it's all hard work, but like that all of those emotions, like, you can feel that as like a listener, at least for me.
No, it totally shows. You can hear it.
Yeah, and I, again, chef's kiss, here we are. And something I want to bring up too with you guys is you guys have CultureClub, which I'm realizing today's a Sunday and it's not happening right now because we are currently on the phone. So I feel bad.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Great. I was like writing this question. I was like, what's today's date? I was like,
we were busy doing this writing session that we were talking about with a writer. So I think we're going to spread it out a little bit more so we can make it more special each episode.
For
sure. Probably like 2 times a month, and then have better guests, and not better guests, but like really like think about each episode. But that has been a huge thing for us during COVID.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What kind of sparked it?
Well, we're the type of band that we love, we love performing and we love writing music and we love everything about being in a band. But like, something I think we all three of us love the most about it is getting to connect and like interact with like our friends and the people that like our music and like seeing them every night and you know, we toured pretty frequently, so we got to do that pretty often and maintain these relationships. So when it totally got stripped away, we wanted to figure out a way that we could maintain this like discourse and have this relationship that we've built with everybody, because like we miss them just as much as they might miss us, probably more.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like,
no,
more than
more.
You know. So it's like that weekly like catch up on a Sunday night, you know, does a lot for ourselves, and we just want to maintain the relationship we have with everybody and just like maintain and keep building that friendship. So that's kind of where it started. We're like, how can we do this without being in person?
How can we continue this without literally being in a new city every night? Which was what, I mean, I know the three of us, like, we want to be like, we want to have success and stuff like that, but something that really drew us in was being like in a new city every night with the same, like the people that we had met in these cities previously the last time we were there, seeing their faces again, playing music, hanging out. It was just like this beautiful thing that I never really thought about.
Never thought about missing it until it was
gone.
So we started doing CultureClub because like we want to give the fans a way to just like see us and hang out and that's what it really is. But yeah, we've been doing it for a lot of pretty much just all 2021 so far, and it's been really fantastic.
And then now we've got the Discord, the CultureClub Discord. So even without the episodes, like people hang out there.
Yeah, we're talking
all day, every day, posting pet pictures,
updates,
pictures of you getting fucked up off of, I don't know, novelty cocktails and
no,
new
cool.
music. It's cool. Great. I mean, I've learned new music from
yeah, it's really fun. It's really sick.
It's wild. It's beautiful.
I think it's super special, yeah, and you know, I've seen it pop up like in different variations with different bands. I know I talked to Dan of Rationale a few months ago, and he does those random Twitch streams, and he's just playing games, just chatting. It's just so wholesome.
That's so wholesome. I'm in his Discord, and it's incredible. Like, like all of Bearings in between you and me is in there too, and we hang out and do game nights sometimes, and like I kind of want to build our Discord to have more bands involved with it too, because right now it's just mostly fans.
Yeah, which is very cool though. That's the reason why we did. But I mean, Dan's a king at like Twitch and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it just the whole. I just really enjoy that, and I think it's so special. Because I think about when I was in high school and like grinding out and like I love state champs, I love Mayday Parade and all this stuff. Like I wish there was like a way to connect with other people in my area and like at other shows. And I mean Tumblr was there, but that was also a time where I was like, will I get murdered as like a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, right.
I think Discord's a little more safer, I guess, because you can see faces and so forth. So
I feel like it's definitely like the online communities or the niche communities are a little bit more wholesome and safe now, for sure. Because like Tumblr was definitely predatory. Absolutely.
Just a little bit. So with everything coming up, and you guys have already done so much in the last year and a half, is there anything you can tease for the future?
We're going out in November, from November 3rd till December 5th. We're going to open for Grayscale on their Umbra Tour. I don't think we have anything to tease for it. That's pretty...
Well, I
mean,
we
got a couple projects coming out in the near future, but
that's a good...
But, you know, like, we just put out our EP, and, you know, we just put out a lot of music within 1 year of itself. So we got some really cool things that are going to blossom from the music that we've already put out. So it's going to be a really exciting year for us, and hopefully just a lot of shows and tours. And we got like our first tour back, which we are so jonesed about, you know. So
we're going to be working on music probably forever. So.
Yeah. And when it comes to us, we don't really stop making music. The three of us don't ever stop talking. We're always constantly in conversation. So there's always something new that's gonna happen in some way for us
sure.
to be hanging out with the people who are in our community.
I mean, I think I'll speak personally though, is like that. I think something that I really have wanted to pursue after all this, after learning about being totally absent from the road, is that I want to make the frequency that we put out music more frequent. Like I want to put out music more often than not. So we're gonna be releasing music a lot.
Yeah.
Wipe the sweat. Let's fucking go, boys.
We don't stop.
We don't
It don't
fucking
stop.
stop.
It don't stop. The grind doesn't stop.
The grind doesn't stop. We
It's
have
the grind
so-
time, prime time.
Let's go.
Well, do you guys want to play a game of quick picks where I give you a very specific scenario and you just tell me the first song that comes to mind?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
First song.
First song, whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
All right, wait. Let's do this so that we can do it organized. Do you want to go like you first and then me?
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
we'll go
We'll go this way.
Like yeah.
That's stressful.
Gabe
Yeah.
to Troy. He's gonna grab the Tito's.
Fair. I would too. So I just have 3, so it's not a long game. We'll just get through this.
Okay.
But I am a very indecisive person, so take your time. I understand.
I'm gonna try and rapid fire.
Okay, so for some reason you've switched into a middle schooler's body, and
I'm
you
already
have to you have to fit in for the day.
Wait, sorry, say it again. Middle schooler's body. I'm in it.
You're in a middle schooler's body. You have to fit in for the day, and you need to really take yourself back to middle school self. What song are you gonna play? Because of middle school, I'm thinking "Sell Out" by Real Big Fish. Like, middle schoolers scream ska to me. I don't know why, but
Well, I've won
That's-
for our middle school experience. but
Wait, am I talking like middle school these days? Because I'm 23 right now. Like middle
So-
school when I was in middle school? Or...
yeah, like how to bring yourself back to that mindset.
Oh, okay. Bedrock by Young Money.
Bedrock, Bedrock, the first one that came to mind for me
That is
was
middle
totally
school.
different. If I was thinking our middle school experience, the first one that came to me was "Can't Stand It" by Never Shout Never.
Oh my
God.
God.
You said to fit in, right? To fit in?
Oh.
Is that
Well,
what
just
you...
to like put your head back in that mind space so you know how to act like a middle school child.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
dude, I mean,
well, I did a lot of like I would have embarrassing
Or
moments.
"Ain't No Rest for the Wicked" by Cage the Elephant.
Oh my God.
Kids by MGMT.
Yeah, that would be it. Kids by MGMT.
That was like before we started smoking weed, and we were all like, dude, like this.
Such a fun song.
kind of trippy.
wait, now I really get it.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is they're a little bit, Alex and Gabe are a little bit younger than me. My shit, as soon as I started middle school, was the biggest song of the year was "Love Story" Taylor Swift. This is 7th grade.
Yeah,
Hit.
that was like
And then Check Yes
Still
Juliet.
hits.
Those were the biggest songs of the year.
Check it, Juliet. Cool.
They
Oh
were
my
massive,
goodness, yeah.
So
Yeah. All right, but that's
those
fair
are the
enough.
fit-in songs.
Bedrock, though, I'll take it.
Bedrock's a
plays
great
it.
one.
That's a
Any-
great song.
I'm thinking Super Bass too. That would have been a good
Oh,
That was like
I'm thinking
you
like
got my heart
middle school dance.
But that's
I'm
like-
thinking
one.
like
Right,
middle school
right,
dance.
exactly.
That's super bass for sure.
What you say?
That Jason Derulo.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
dope.
what's the next one? I'm ready for
All right.
it.
So you're at a very fancy restaurant. It's very quiet. Everybody's slowly eating their small bites of steak. And you can literally hear a pin drop, but you forgot to turn your phone ringer off. What is the nightmare of a song to play? I
Oh my
pick
God.
WAP.
Oh my god, what's the nightmare of a song to play?
If
Not much
WAP
better
plays,
compared
I'm
to
out.
Nowadays, it would honestly be probably something like pop punk. Like it would probably be like
I always, my ringtones in like middle school and like early high school are all metalcore songs because they would get me up.
yeah.
So it was like, I remember I had "Wake Up" by Suicide Silence.
Oh no, mine was. You know what mine was? Then this would be so embarrassing. It happened to me. Was my ringtone was? Do you remember that band of Rocket to the Moon? That song.
Oh my god, I loved Rocket to the Moon.
Movies,
Does he hold
That
you
was my
when you
That was my
cry?
ringtone. And that went up. More embarrassing though. One time we were in science class in 7th grade.
Yeah, this goes back straight to it.
And Gabe was and just off of Gabe's iPod started playing like
Katie Groves.
yeah, Katie Groves, who was like in the Never Shout Never. Like, do you remember Katie Groves?
She sang
Which,
on,
rest in peace, by the way.
She sang
What?
on a
Yeah.
oh yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
for
rest
sure.
in peace, Sophie.
She sang on a plug-in stereo song.
Yes,
And it,
yeah.
Came on my iPod
And
like
it was like the most
in the
cutesy
middle
song
of 7th
ever.
grade. In
Wow.
the middle of my science class in 7th grade. Yeah, so that was horrible.
I this has been too much. You guys have triggered me back to my 7th grade.
You said
You
it.
started
I
it.
know.
Definitely from experience, if we're in a quiet setting, I thought you were going to ask me what song is going to be playing, and I was like, it's Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran.
Oh my god. Literally, if I have to hear that song one more time, I'm out.
One more wedding and hear that song played as they walk out.
Take me into your fucking
We get it.
arms.
You're in love.
I know, right? Yo, we get it.
We get it.
That's a Nick Kalinsky. Oh, what's the shitty Ed Sheeran song?
Bad habit.
Oh, wait. Do you guys like it? I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna.
so bad.
Okay, great.
He's a mad talented guy.
And we like everything. And like he can do better.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, Ed.
Yeah, Ed, you didn't have to do that.
I have a
know.
thing where in my head I think that maybe he lost sight because he's became so successful. He was the first artist.
He's very grounded. Honestly,
No,
though, if Ed asked me if I like the song, I'd be like, dude, it's my favorite
No,
song.
no,
Dude, I would too. I would too, for sure.
Label or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, nothing like A-Team is definitely like overplayed. Like if you plug your phone into like any car,
No! Yes, every time it's the first song that plays.
It was always A for
A
by
or A-Punk.
That was
A-Punk, yeah.
For me, it was A-Team, and then it became what's
A by Cartel.
the Kendrick song,
ADHD.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know why. Well, no, because it makes sense because it's like
that's a
AD.
beautiful marketing tactic that they did.
I know.
Fuck God.
Yeah. It honestly makes people hate the songs. But all right.
Yeah.
Let's hear the third one. Let's go.
All right, third last one. You are on the way home from a terrible date. It went.
Oh.
You argued. You did not. The vibe check did not pass, and you have to drive this person home. And you have the aux. What are you playing to cut the silence?
What are you gonna play to him, Troy?
I'm playing Thought Shit by Meg Thee Stallion.
I'm playing. So like the date didn't work out.
Terrible. It went so bad.
I know I'm throwing on.
I'm playing Break Shit by Limp Bizkit.
Oh! I'm playing fucking. These boys know it's my favorite fucking metal song. Fucking
For Forever.
Forever by Code Orange. Do. I'm just gonna fucking freak the shit out of them. Get them out of my car real quick.
I'm going Sorry by Justin Bieber.
Or like a whole like Weird Al album.
Now to say sorry?
He does like
the
drive-through.
polka dot.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that would suck.
All valid.
Wow. I want a playlist of all these songs.
Oh, it'd be
And
terrible.
just one.
Code Orange and Weird Al.
Incredible. Well, thank you guys for playing along. Hopefully it was a good time.
Of course.
I have one final question for you guys. Musicians have the ability and the platform to leave marks on the world in various ways, either bigger or smaller. What, as a band, do you guys want to make? What mark do you guys want to make as a band?
What mark don't we want to make is a better question. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, just obviously, like, being elevated to any extent. Like, we're not a huge band or anything, but when you have a platform and you have a voice to speak about the things that you really feel like are wrong in the world and that you think should be righted, it's almost impossible for you to not. And I think that we've done that, so far, and we're going to continue to do it. It's just to use our voice and our platform to,
No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, just do the right thing, because obviously that's what people, they need to hear it from the ones that they look up to and the ones that they, are looking to for inspiration. And if they're feeling one type of way about, like, something that's wrong, then, we need to be the ones to validate them if we believe in the same thing. So, and to answer your question, it's more so, like, how would we not, use our voices?
I think that, like, ultimately too, besides like lyrically, I want to always be the band that says fuck your rules about genre, because we're always, we do it, and sometimes people don't like it. Like, we break genre boundaries, and I don't want boundaries for genre. I want it to just be this ever-flowing vibe of music, because, like, obviously, we mentioned it earlier, we have a crazy expanse of music taste that really has no like rhyme or reason. So I don't want there to be any rules or like you can't do this when you do this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I want bands. If any band is starting up and like looking up to us, not that they're doing that, but like I'm saying like in the future, I want them to be like, I'm gonna make whatever the fuck I want. Do I want like electric guitars on this fucking hip hop beat? Do I want like metal drums on this like pop song? Like fuck it.
Yeah.
Keep going with it, yeah.
I mean, whatever sounds good. You know?
I want everyone to know that if you follow your dreams, like nothing is impossible.
That's
as
true.
long as you do what you love to do, things are gonna work out, and that's really all that matters in life.
Yes, sir.
So
It's true.
if we could be like a poster for that, that'd be
Yeah,
really sick.
that's a good point. Yeah, just being being who you want to be, doing what you want to do.
Being
like,
authentic goes a long way.
Yeah, but also like the things that we need to say too, and the messages that we want to convey will be said throughout the music, because that's the reason why we're doing it in the first place. So we write songs for that reason.
To say this. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so
It's like,
but yeah, of course we'll always be a voice for the people, and we'll always be ears for the people too, more so honestly, probably more importantly a lot of the times.
Very well said, and congratulations on everything. And now I will hopefully see you guys at a show near me. Fingers crossed.
yes, yes,
Oh.
yes.
Yay!
And-
Play Orlando.
So where are you at right now?
I'm outside of DC.
So you're outside
you're
DC?
back up.
We will,
Alright.
we will,
Yay!
we will be there.
Incredible. I love to hear it. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. Thank you, Young Culture.
Allie,
Culture, Allie, an artist.
Oh, Allie!